With the recent aggression of Russia and Ukraine, everything Putin does at the moment is a cause for concern. And with the crypto winter the industry is currently experiencing, it seems crypto investors can't catch a break. With more bad news for the space coming out of the aggressor state. Today we are discussing why Vladimir Putin has implemented a ban on crypto payments, plus other news from around the crypto world. Stay with us. Let's jump straight in then. What's going down in Russia? Russian Prime Minister Vladimir Putin has this week promised to ban all cryptocurrency payments in his country. The new law will make all payments illegal and follows years of talks between the Russian leadership and the central banks. The talks were aimed at discussing whether or not it would benefit the country to allow crypto payments, but it seems like a decision has now been made. This could potentially come back to haunt the Russian leadership, as many Russian companies were looking into using crypto payments as a way to get around some sanctions imposed on them by Putin's illegal war in Ukraine. The law reads, "It is prohibited to transfer or accept digital financial assets as a consideration for transferred goods, performed works, rendered services, as well as in any other way that allows one to assume payment for goods, works, services, by a digital financial asset, except as otherwise provided by federal laws." The law, which was apparently signed in the past weekend, will impose a blanket ban on the use of any cryptocurrencies to buy or sell things, but will reportedly not affect the Russian people's ability to still invest in cryptocurrencies. There are plenty of investors who will not be affected by this news, but companies who previously allowed crypto payments will be seriously affected and will now have to look into alternative methods of payment. What do you guys make of this news? So why exactly has this law come into effect? Let's see. Well, even though crypto pay is already legal in the country, that didn't stop Putin signing the new law, but why has he felt the need to do it? It was actually banned as a form of payment back in January 2021 under Law 259 FZ, but the law doesn't actually come into full effect until the end of this month, and it has also shed some of the vague terminology that came along with the initial law back at the beginning of 2021. The Ministry of Finance and the central bank could only agree on the outlawing of crypto payments amongst the crypto points that they discussed, as the ministry was reportedly looking into the viability of regulating the crypto market in Russia. But the central bank didn't agree with that idea, favoring a complete ban on the industry. It is thought that Putin wanted to increase the position of the ruble, but the effect of banning crypto as a form of payment is thought to be negligible, considering the fact very few private citizens or companies actually use it as a form of payment. Also, following the news that crypto payments had been banned in the country, some Russian psychologists have actually revealed that they are seeing more and more patients admitted to their facilities who are suffering from crypto and stock trading addiction. Do you agree with Putin's reasoning? So what happens next given all of this news? Stay tuned to find out. Some crypto enthusiasts have been discussing what sort of impact Russia's decision might have on the sector in the country, with most agreeing that there are pros and cons to the recent decision. On the one hand, banning crypto payments should lead to a wider discussion within the country's financial institutions on how best to proceed with an industry that has had its fair share of critics in the past decade or so. But most people agree that the development and regulation will generally lead to more stability within the market. This could have the knock-on effect of developing the market and industry on the whole and stop the volatility it has become synonymous with. However, on the flip side, regulations will only bring with it a ton of red tape, which will include more restrictions and obstacles and undoubtedly more fees and taxes. The main reason why crypto is so attractive to people is its complete lack of government interference. So when that is no longer the case, a lot of investors will more than likely sell up and get out. As soon as the government gets involved in regulating industries, it makes everything harder for those involved in that industry. So a lot of people have no interest whatsoever in government regulation. Where do you guys stand on the issue? Let us know below. Next up, the Russian central bank have also had their say on stablecoins. With the collapse of Terra Luna earlier this year, some people might say that the term stablecoin doesn't really exist anymore, and the Russian central bank have also expressed their disdain for the coins. The spokesperson for the central bank spoke of how private stablecoins carry increased levels of risk because the pool of assets underlying them does not belong to the owner. The bank's comments came in response to comments made by Ivan Shebeskov, the head of the ministry's financial policy department, who was responding to a question from an audience member at a summit for domestic creative industry players recently. The person had asked Shebeskov if there was a need for Russian stablecoins, with the ministry head saying that he was in favor of them in principle if a business or investor has the need to pay or invest in this way. However, the central bank warned that it is not guaranteed that these coins will retain their value due in large to the fact that the price of stablecoins in fact is not very stable. Shebeskov's outfit suggested that these stablecoins could be tethered to things like oil, gold, or the fiat ruble. But critics have pointed out that these things aren't exactly safe from market volatility, and calling them stable might not be accurate either. Of course, it will be interesting to see what happens next, but the Russians dance to their own tune, so don't expect them to reverse any decision due to popular global demand. We're talking about crypto's role in oil now. Stay with us, since sanctions on Russia due to the invasion of Ukraine have hit the country pretty hard. Russia has been looking into different ways to stabilize their economy, and one of those ways was the idea that they could potentially sell oil in exchange for cryptocurrencies. However, last month the Russian finance ministry poured cold water on the idea, saying it wouldn't work on a national scale. The aforementioned Ivan Chebeskov announced that Russia had no plans to invest in crypto in exchange for oil, but he did concede that there would be no problems for private sector firms to use crypto for barter-style contracts. He said, "Our job is to give Russian businesses an alternative with crypto, and not to say that now Russia is going to use crypto to pay for everything. This is not about trades conducted by the state, it's only about private businesses, and oil will most likely not be sold for Bitcoin due to the large volumes involved." The ministry has also stated in the past that crypto should not be used as a payment, and of course, with this weekend's news, they have now got their wish. Chebeskov also mentioned that crypto-powered trade would only be possible with smaller-scale contracts with countries or businesses who are open to crypto trade deals. What do you guys make of all this? Give us your thoughts below. And finally, news of a fine for the biggest exchange around. It keeps getting worse for the crypto space as trading giant Binance have been fined $3.4 million for allowing Dutch citizens to use their services without required registration. As part of the Money Laundering and Terrorist Financing Prevention Act, the Dutch require all citizens to register if they want to make crypto trades, but Binance have allegedly failed to enforce this. Initially, the fine was €2 million, but due to the amount of customers the platform has in the Netherlands, the fine was increased. Of course, Binance themselves are not happy about the fine and protested, but it is thought it has been upheld. The exchange has now submitted for registration, which is being assessed as we speak, and this follows the approval they received back in May to be able to operate in France. The company has also been given a provisional approval to operate in Abu Dhabi as a broker-dealer, which is obviously good news for the firm, but the likelihood of them getting away with their fine in the Netherlands is slim. What have you guys made of the current climate surrounding the crypto space? Have any of your investments been affected negatively? Let us know in the comments section below. As usual, thanks for joining us today, and remember to stop by again next time, when we will be discussing all sorts of different bits and pieces. And why not do us a favor by liking today's video, while also sharing it with any crypto heads you might know of. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on more great videos in the future. Bye guys.